كاتك أمن لكردستانيش أوان اللي دايما كهرباء اللي دايما كهرباء اللي دايما بين الذاكرة تاونية بلي عندك شنو ببيدتن بري كوبري تشتنا خوش كان لبي الناس تو بري كاتي خود لين دايما بري ناسا سيا لكردستانيش لين دايما ليرج لين دايما أو شتان أخو أو يدي ناسا بريمس إستا أو سنت زارة بري أو دود زادة بشيما ليفربول أو شتانه بري إستا أو مايك أمني بردو زارك تشونيو هاتينوش حتى إستا هيج زاق ورنا بو نازم بري أمن شو خركة بري خو أمن لو خركة زيادة نيمة بس بري جيانت باش تدبيتن أجا تو جيانت خوش تدبيتن أوي بري نيتي زارك خوش نية بري همو كسرك بينا خوش بري خو بخسي مني بري لو لكن دكتوري ورقة من رواني كان سلم كديا رواني أو شوية كديا وش ناخوات تسبكم خو ده صلاتك مني حتى واري قلتم ليلة أوني ما أمن زيغان باجنية أمن زور ده ترسيمو بري تقريبا أو مانجا كوشتك دبي بانزرة كان نظم لين تيك دايما يان تيكسو بخوي بري أو بو أوان لوتسانة كديمو تسمى أو رفيجي أوان لوتسانة كديمو تسمى زي خاصة نخوشي نفسي أو شان لبوتسانة كديمو
يعني بدت الكاميرا يعني أسوي أحكي هاني كنت بلندن من البداية غير وبعدين جابوني خلوني بكنيسة وبعدين من الكنيسة جابوني الكاردف بكاردف خلوني 4 أشهر قالوا طلع لك بيت هي مو ورجعوني بعدين ورا شهر هم جابوني من جابوني هناك ولد هو هذا نفسه ما عندي أنا أحد هنا وعندي فامليتي بالسويد وسرتي كلها بالسويد ولا عندي أوراق ولا عندي فلوس يعني لا عندي ماني ولهذا أنا هذا فعلا ما من لا أعرف عندي لغة لا عندي رجلين لا أندل أخاف أطلع هو ما عندي لا أقدر أطلع أتسوق لا عندي فلوس ولا أندل ولا عندي لغة قال لهم أروح وياها قالوا له ممنوع قال أنا باكر أركب وأجي أركب بالباص وأجي بعدين الولد لحقني ثاني يوم فك لي الغراض لأن ما أقدر بس ضليت أسبوع أنا بلا أكل بطرق هلقة حليب وبوتيتاية واحدة فعلا لو شي وقع مني لو شي صار مثل رادي انكسر لو هاي ما أقدر أشيله وإذا ماي وإذا أكل ما أقدر على ما تيجي فاطمة ثاني يوم يلا تشيله هي ما أقدر أدنق أوقع.
Since I was released from detention in October 2017, the Home Office has never provided any money to me for me to go and report or at least to survive, because I've got basic necessities and I've got my welfare needs as a blind person. When I was released from detention, I was taken by taxi to Plymouth, but when I got there was no arrangement. The taxi driver just dropped me there, took my bags, put them outside and drove off. So I faced a lot of problems and I ended up in A&E because I was on medication and it has started to take effect because I had no food for over 24 hours after having taken medication.
أريد عربانة من هاي أم الباتري الذي تصعد بالباص وما الباص، حتى آخذ فاطمة وتطلعني أشوف أتسوق أروح شي أروح الشات، كل شي ما أعرف من بريستول، كل شي ما شايفه.
My disability is still there, so I still need to be assisted in that aspect. But it seems like if you are detained or if you've been somebody who's been in prison, then everything else is taken away, and you're not considered as a human being anymore. So I was detained for over 14 months. I faced a lot of difficulties because I was the only blind person there, and where I was detained in London Heathrow detention center, there was no provision at all for my condition. Yes, there are some people who are disabled, but they at least can do things on themselves. They're independent, they can walk around despite their disability. But as for me, I had to be with someone, and in detention, everybody's stressed, especially detainees. They've got their own problems. No one is there to, look after another. They got their own issues with immigration, so it's kind of hard to get help there. So I suffered a lot within those 14 months, and the officers there, they were not of good help because they didn't know how to assist me, because they've never, or if they have, not on many occasions have they encountered detention of a blind person. So they found it ridiculous as well that I was detained in there. And I had an appointment with the eye specialist in Oxford University Hospital, but on the date of the appointment, the detention center, Hammondsworth, did not allow me to go there. First of all, they said because I knew about the appointment prior to it, so it was going to be a problem that I may, hire people to ambush the staff. But later on, it emerged that they didn't have any escorts to take me there, so that delayed my chance to see a specialist who may have at the time assisted me to restore my sight. So right now the problems I'm facing in the house here are not seen by anyone. The Secretary of the State doesn't know whether I have a meal or not, who takes me there. They don't know, they don't consider that. So I think there should be consideration for disabled people, because blindness is not a minor thing. It's a profound disability that I think consideration should be had for my welfare needs. And everybody needs to survive somehow. But if you think of it, I've got no means of surviving. I'm just surviving because of my partner, really. If it wasn't for her, then I don't know where I could be now.
We, as asylum seekers, we are struggling to get the second care, that is to go to the main hospitals. I've been trying to go to the main hospitals through my eye checkup because of my diabetes, and I've been getting invoices to pay the money for the checkup of the eye in BRI. And in 2016, I was supposed to have operation in South Mid for my knee replacement, and that was 7th of January 2016. And they prepared me for the operation. I went there and waited, and they start giving me the service for going to the theater. So they did everything that was necessary to be done, and I was told to wait until the doctor finished, the one who was number one. So I was number two to help with the operation. But in between, there was a lady who came and she asked my names, and she told me to provide my home office document. I had a refusal, and since in this system, if the home office say that they have refused your application, you are not going to get any treatment. Now it has been terrible because now I'm working with a walking frame, so I can't go far. The pain is too much, and I don't have a hope of when I'll have the real operation.
يا ريت يفيد ما يفيد وكريم دهن اشتري دهن حبة البركة، اشتري دهن مال اعشاب واتهنى يا الله شوية تهود علي ولا اسحب ما اقدر اقوم.
I've tried here and there. I can't afford solicitors to help me out. It's just difficult. So I'm just here, and I've got no assistance at all. Because I've got a deportation order, that distresses me a lot, especially given the fact that I don't have any source of income to find a lawyer to challenge this deportation order. Every Monday I have to report at East Croydon at the Home Office. So first of all, I don't have an assigned escort, an official person to take me there. I just rely on my partner because she's the one I live with here, and there's nobody else who could take me if she wasn't around. It was as if it was good for them to detain me rather than, to consider the facts. One of the issues I had when I was in detention is that I used to hear the way they remove people. The officers will come early in the morning, and you hear somebody screaming at the top of their voice, shouting for help. And that made it worse because I was located near the exit door where they used to take people out of. So I used to see people being, deported and, restrained, and they scream, and, you just think, oh, maybe next it will be me. So I had to live with that every day.
بريد زارك أمو خوم لد السيف فردات أخواري أو دستم شكاية بري بلاتيني تدا بشتم درزي برديا.
I throw myself on top of the bridge, and you can see I broke my hand up, and I broke even my back being broke.
بريان بلغم هي شتم هي من لكن دكتوري بري بلا خسته خاني بما.
Yeah, and I've been.
أو أنا كديم عمليات يعني كديم
Yeah,
أو
and the doctor
تدستم.
knows, and they done the operation for my wrist.
تسبكي بري أو جيان من زور ناخوش.
Yeah, this is our life. It's not easy. It's not easy life. Our life is very uncomfortable.
بري لكردستانيش بري خرق ديدا ما كجريو. كزواج ماني نانيو. تسبكي.
I don't know what to do. In back home, the same. The people that are coming in Kurdistan, the people are coming to kill me. And here, I don't have the very safe life.
بري تقينو ذكري 100 نفر بتزارك دمدي.
When they do the bomb, 100 people will kill in together back home.
تعبت يوم أنا كلش تعبت، أختنق مرات أختنق كلش تعبت. أنا 4 حيطان صار 4 سنين. كلش تعبت. لا أنا لأن قد ما ينطوني إياها تعلمتها باراسيتامول.
I learned paracetamol because I use
وشكل الله هيك مدور أحمر هم قالوا مهدئ. أنا حالتي كلش ميؤوس منها، محبوسة بالبيت، لا أطلع ولا شيء لأن لا أقدر أمشي ولا أعرف أحكي ولا أندل. أخاف لأن ما عندي أحد اللي يطلعني اللي يوديني اللي يجيبني. أريد النجدة منكم من الله ومنكم.
So this has led to so much distress in my life, and sometimes, you know, you contemplate suicide because you just have the sense of unworthiness, and you know, you feel like if nobody cares, especially when you think about being in UK, you know, this is a first world country which has got all the facilities. You know, it's not like in Zimbabwe where there's no facility at all for disabled. Here there's facility for disabled.
We don't have hope at home, and that's why we are in this country. So please, I would rather ask the government to think about people who are not well. We should be treated by honor and dignity. Thank you. We fear nowadays to go for campaign because we don't know the results that will may come. We can campaign as refugees, but the big problem is the Home Office are opening their big eyes to see who is that on the front line. And since they have the pictures, and also we know that all people are not on our side. There are some people who are pretending that they are on side of immigrant, but they are on the side of the government. So as for me, I hate doing campaign. I would like to be a campaigner, but I fear to be a campaigner because I don't have the status, and I'm still struggling with my status. Every time they are saying, no, I can go back home. And so even though I have something that I can talk to people, I fear for the Home Office to see my face, to know who is that, so that they may take me back home. So we are in fear of doing campaigns, though we have a lot that we can change this country. They should think that we are human beings, and they should know how they will treat us as they would like to be treated. And whoever can be able to talk to these big giants, we would like them to tell them that we are suffering underground, and nobody is knowing, although we know that they are closing their eyes, they know what is going on with immigrants. So we would like them to think about us and know that the pain that they can feel is the same pain that we are feeling. So to me, I would rather say that they need to do something good to us. And things can change because if we can work together, British people, immigrant people, asylum seekers, and we have one voice and take it to the government, things can change.